So you have been preparing for the PMP exam for months and now wondering, am I ready to take the PMP exam? This is a genuine question that you should ask yourself if you haven't done it already. So how can you establish that you are now ready to take the PMP exam and pass it? Hey, Daud here with a video on how do you know you are ready for PMP exam. I will use a couple of examples so that when this question comes up for you, the answer is right there. Okay, so the most common way PMP aspirants want to check if they are ready or not is by looking at their sample test scores. Now, there is nothing wrong with the approach, but it may not give you the complete picture that you are looking for and may give you a false feeling of readiness when you are actually not ready. There are three ways you can answer a question. First one is that you can answer question correctly by randomly selecting one choice which happens to be a correct one. Second is that you can eliminate few choices and make an educated guess. And that happens to be the correct choice. And third, you can run the process flow in your mind, or you can connect the question to its place in the project management framework and then select the correct answer with confidence. And you are able to walk through how you got to the answer. All three cases result in a correct answer, but it is the third case that tells you that you are ready. Last year, I took a certification exam in which I used a proven method to prepare. I have explained this method in a video. Check the video Best Method to Prepare for the PMP exam. I will put the link in the description for that video. My approach was to take the sample test, see how many I got right, but then I did not check which ones I got right or wrong. The result was not good initially, but then I started reading, learning as per the method I mentioned. Kept repeating the exam until I felt that I know this stuff inside out. It was clear to me, I don't know, maybe 6th or 7th time, I knew exactly what the questions are asking me. I was able to nail down each question to the concepts explaining what is being asked and what would be the right choice. Of course, familiarity of question also played a role, as I was repeating the same test, but my focus was on answering question by knowing the concept. No guesswork. So just before the real exam, I was sure that I will get 100% correct or near 100% correct. My actual score was 96%. Unlike PMP exam, that exam shows the score. See, that is the key. Just knowing the stuff is not enough, or just getting the answer right is not good enough. Translate what you know to identify the right answer with full confidence. That is how you will know you are ready. Know the project management framework and process flow so well that when you read a question, you know exactly what is being asked. Without looking at the choices given, you should be able to state the correct choice. Your sample test score is of value because it tells you how good you are converting your knowledge into correct answers. You cannot get 150 to 160 of 180 questions correct by random answer selection or making educated guesses. You need to know your stuff. There is one watch out though, a serious one. There are many sample tests out there. As for the quality, I can only speak about mine and few others I've experienced, and I can say those are good. But there are many that are of poor quality. Those tests can derail your prep and give you a false sense of readiness. If sample tests are too easy, you get most questions right, but in the exam, you may flunk because in reality, you do not know the stuff that is needed to pass the exam. Let us take a couple of questions. I will walk you through the questions and show you how you should explain the answer to yourself to check and confirm that you know the stuff. You are starting a software development project as the project manager. You are reviewing several documents, one of which is the organization's coding standards. What is the purpose of reviewing this document? Now I'm going to give you a break here. You can pause the video and think of the answer. I'll explain my thinking after the pause. Pause now as the video will continue in 5 seconds. I am going to analyze the question information. Organization's coding standards is one of the organizational process assets. So first, they are there to help and guide the project team. And second, standards are there to ensure quality because PMBOK calls standard the good practices, a model that can be used for project's benefits. So it seems the question is about quality. Since I'm starting the project and reviewing the standards, then it must be planning quality. Okay, so let's see the choices now. Those are controlling quality, defining scope, planning quality, identifying risks. My choice is clear, planning quality. It cannot be controlling quality because in that process, I will be testing the deliverable against the metrics by performing tests or inspections. This is to ensure the deliverables meet the project quality requirements. Now, how was it? Did you establish the purpose without seeing the choices? Press the like button and please consider subscribing if you find value here. Thank you. Let's move to another question. After a heated discussion, your change request to modify a deliverable specification was finally approved. As the project manager, what will you do now? I'll pause for review and will be back in 5 seconds. My thinking now is that change request process flow is once a change request is approved, the affected controlled artifacts are updated. A specification change means it is the scope statement or a document that falls under scope statement that needs to be updated. Since it is a deliverable specification change, it does not add a new deliverable but impacts the work on a deliverable due to modified specs. Now let's look at the choices. Update project management plan, update scope baseline, update quality management plan, update the work breakdown structure. Interesting. Okay, so quality management plan is wrong because the question is clear that it is deliverable specification, which is scope related. I know that specs fall under scope baseline, which in turn is a part of the project management plan. PM plan is too general, though technically it is not wrong. We should always select an answer which is more specific, so scope baseline will be the better choice. WBS does not need an update because there is no deletion or addition, but WBS dictionary will likely be, as deliverable specs are in WBS dictionary. So WBS is not a good choice. Therefore, the answer is update scope baseline. See how I got to the answer? Did you follow somewhat similar thinking pattern? You can see that if you know the process flow and the framework, you can get to the answer with confidence and you can justify your answer. That is exactly how you will know if you are ready for the PMP exam and confident that you will ace it. Thanks for watching.